All right, here's our work session for the May 8th, 2023 meeting. We will start with resolutions and motions. We only have two resolutions this evening. The first one is the one that Emily had talked to us about, getting our recertifications for the town officials for our OGS purchasing. And then the second resolution is gonna be a traffic study request for Cedar and Kearney.
That's an awful long resolution for that. You can shorten that up.
It's where 2, 3
That's the kind of bricks coming after you.
Here we go. Here.
I'll do A.
So who wants to do the OGS
Give me
resolution?
whatever.
I got it.
Okay. Yeah,
Yeah, she had a
right.
lot of funny bricks.
Patty, you wanna do OGS?
Sure.
Okay,
So it's
he
PP.
can deal with it, yes. And then we've got the traffic study request for Cedar and Kearney.
I'll do it again.
You wanna do it?
I did the last time.
Yeah.
A lot of good too.
Okay. And then the remainder of our, actions are all motions. Jen is going to appoint Lisa Kaminsky tonight. So Jen, you'll do that during your town clerk portion. Just make the statement that you appoint her effective.
Well, I didn't know what to put. She doesn't start until Monday, so I didn't know if I should put effective
Mar-
15th.
May 15th.
Okay.
Yeah.
I will.
And then what we'll do basically is we'll approve the hire under the
Okay.
actions with the pay rate
Okay.
and whatever. And then also Mike has put in for us to hire David Farren as a seasonal worker for highway for the summer. And then we have a beer and wine permit for Vets Park. So that's pretty much all we've got on the agenda
What's
this
the family
evening.
name? Ogo Van or Golden?
That's Kagovan, I would
I'm just curious.
believe.
I'm not familiar with the family.
Yeah, I'm not either, so
Which one did you give me?
we didn't.
Oh,
See
Well,
what
well-
happens when you get up and walk away?
Do you know?
I had a foreign piece of paper I had put in my truck so I didn't lose it.
Oh, that's
Do you know if David Farren is Rita Farren's brother or a relation?
Are we live?
Yes,
Oh,
Is he
maybe
the
we should-
part-time parts worker?
yes.
All
I
right,
don't know anything.
that's fine.
Okay,
That's good.
there we go. Okay. Moving on. I didn't have really anything new to add to planning. Does anybody have any updates to any of the planning items that we've been discussing?
I just wanted to ask a question of
Yes,
what is the process moving forward for the solar? Are we still going through special use first and then site plan? I'm just, again, like I said, I'm trying to figure out when you guys want me to really do the formal review of this.
Should we talk to Scott executive? Did we put executive session over someone last week?
Yeah, we can do that again.
Okay, that's fine. Again, I just want to make sure I'm here when you guys need me.
What makes it executive session material?
For solar, there's a pending issue with a contract related to solar.
That's a big one, contractual.
okay. Nothing else, then we'll move on to water sewer.
Yeah, so water, I gave you guys the update. So we did do the walkthrough, some few minor items that they need to correct. I think they've started. I don't think they've finished yet. But these are all minor things. CCWA essentially has approved the water line as it is.
Did you send that in an email to us?
I sent it to
Good.
Dawn and I think she
I
forwarded it to you.
forwarded it to you, yes.
How recent?
Um,
having trouble
it was
getting you-
just
Friday,
Yeah, I think
Thursday,
Thursday
Friday.
or Friday.
Yeah.
We had the meeting on the 2nd.
Yeah, the second. It was a bit rainy.
So that's moving forward. We sent back some comments on their pay application and there will also be a change order, a negative change order. So what happens at the very end of these kind of projects is we have to basically balance what we're paying them with what the contract is, and because of quantities and things like that, they're slightly lower than we thought. So there'll be like a $13,000 negative change order just to make it balanced. So When we get the pay application for approval, we'll also include the change order to basically make that zero out. So that's the way that will work. So that's it on water, unless anybody has any questions.
Yeah. This change order negative, that means the town benefits by that amount of money? Correct. So then that is simply pushed over to pay for the increased bill that we incurred with Wendell?
Well, with whatever, again, it's just, what we're doing is essentially finalizing it out. The contract would have been, don't quote me on the exact numbers, but it would have been something like the contracted amount that they would have been owed if they got 100% of all the quantities is 1.2 million. They are not using all the quantities because again, we put in some buffer in case things happen. So it's going to be like 1.87, I think is the final number. Or hold on. Anyway, it's like, no, it's going to be
13,000.
13,000.
Yes.
Yeah, yeah.
My brain is done. But
We
anyway,
got you.
so anyway, they will be, that then is your final amount that you paid.
Yeah, then when is this, isn't there a sort of Damocles hanging over us with extended bill from Wendell?
We've been billing you throughout. We're not gonna bill you the full amount that we have in there. But yes, there is a bill from us.
Because of increased obligation.
And again, you've already approved that in general.
Oh,
So you're not gonna be getting any surprises.
Yeah, we
That's
approved the
right.
dollar amount, but that was to cover everything, that hopefully was gonna be less is the way it was.
Correct.
I don't remember what the exact dollar amount was, but I remember we did.
I shouldn't say any more dollar amounts tonight because I'm not doing very well. So I'm gonna just shut up while I'm ahead.
okay, go to Dollar General.
All
I'll
right,
take care
very
of it. Here we go.
Okay.
Sewer, we are working through that. I know I did give you guys some information on that. The tricky part is, again, it is a state highway, so we do have to go through the permit process. We're working through, we will get you a proposal to do that work. What we're trying to do right now is work with DOT to see how much they really need from us. Because the full if you go by the book, the answer is they want full plans, details, and a traffic kind of plan to do this work, because again, we are gonna have to cut off a lane, because we're just off the shoulder to do this. So we've got to make sure that this plan gets put together per their standards.
I got a question on that, Scott, because that's Niagara Labels line,
Correct.
so it's a private line, so when that goes out for bid, which we're.
Actually, it isn't a private line anymore.
Oh, is it?
So what happened was, so this is the way it worked. And again, this is going back a while and it was built privately to avoid some of the costs of public bidding and things like that. But then it became part of the public sewer system, part of sewer district
So-
number 3.
okay.
It is now a public sewer.
Well, that would answer my next question then. So Whiting's is the only one we have that's still private, basically.
I don't even know if that's private. I think
Yeah.
all of them are.
We just have a different agreement with them that they take care. They didn't want us to sort of put cushion in to cover maintenance issues with theirs. They wanted to take care of maintenance issues on their own
Okay.
and on an as-needed basis.
Okay,
And we made an agreement with them to that effect.
okay, that's what it was. And no one else can hook up to that either.
And the same thing occurs with Odessa and with Niagara Label. No one else can connect to those.
Okay.
Even though it's a public line.
Correct. It's a public line, but it is built for a certain capacity. So, if somebody else wants to go into it, they need to.
Oh, that would have been a different size line if other people had hooked up to that?
Absolutely,
Because I know they had the option at the beginning, but nobody opted to go in.
correct.
That included the church. They didn't,
Yeah, nobody.
Yeah.
We went, we.
as
talked
was
to all of-
opted out.
They still have reasonable septic and,
I
the
think
cost
there
is-
wasn't there one? I thought there was one person, I can't remember, on the south side of the road that was gonna opt in because she had to get a new septic, but I I don't think they did once they found, because there was a price to opt in too, wasn't there? Yeah.
Absolutely.
Mhm.
Okay. Never mind.
No worries.
This was 5 minutes, sorry.
It's okay. These questions are important, and it's something that even I had to learn quite a bit on this. And Surgery Construction is the one who was like, hey, hold on a second, we gotta be careful here. We don't wanna get anybody in trouble.
So we are actually finally in contact with Surgery.
Yes, so both the Surgery and Ledge Creek have gotten back to me. Both are interested. I'll have to find a third, but at this point in time, until I know exactly what we're gonna have to do with DOT.
Right.
Kind of waiting.
Okay, perfect.
Okay.
Very good. Buildings, anything new on library?
No, we have a meeting this Wednesday, I know that. I think everything is pretty much on hold as far as the construction grant of what to apply for right now. Right now, we're leaning towards, again, the fire alarm system. But I still have to call Dean Hobbs to come over and check the other 3 flat roofs up front. To get his opinion on how good a shape they are in, if they're as good a shape as the other one. Then we opted to try for the fire, sprinkler system, the fire alarm system. If not, if those roofs don't look like they're good, then we would apply for it. And like we said, the HVAC system is supposed to be delivered sometime in August, when they're gonna put that up, but it'd be this year, hopefully. So no sense doing a roof until that's all done, and then going up and doing the roof anyways. And I don't think that would come again until the following year if we apply this year for it anyways. From the library, for the.
Right.
for the library.
Yeah, that's sort of towards the end of the year, or we get right at the beginning of the year, right, when that application is.
I think it'll be in the end of the year, and then you don't find out till whenever,
Mhm.
and then, cause I know they started this with the HVAC system was, I think, last fall sometime maybe. Or like you said, towards the end of the year, then they found out, well, whenever we did the resolution, once we got to the. And now they're just waiting for it.
Okay,
Just minor, very minor. Going into the library from the back parking lot, the mulch that's there,
Mhm.
there is an impediment like curbing, around the sycamore tree as it goes northward toward it. But there's a spot about this long where there's no impediment, and that mulch is just raining down, heading toward the drain. So we're losing mulch plus whatever it's gonna do to the drain. If there's some way to put at least an impediment of some height that sort of stop it from doing it.
Like a border.
Yeah, because the border from the curbing doesn't extend all the way to the stone.
Oh,
I noticed this weekend too, it looked like somebody hit that wall
which wall?
where the rocks are. I don't know whether it
Oh,
was,
you noticed, I noticed that too.
Yeah.
The capping.
yeah, just that, it
The
looks like
first
one
4 or
piece
5
fell off and they're buckled a little bit.
But I don't know how you would hit that there.
I'm wondering
Are
if
you
they
up by
did
the
it when they
door?
were snow blowing or something. No, it's right up by the parking
Oh,
lot.
I didn't notice that. This is up by the doors where the cap.
Mm-mm.
I'll look at everything.
This
on
is
the website.
literally right when you, like, right where Doc was talking about, where you walk up on the curb from the
Mhm.
parking lot. Right at the end of that wall, it looks like somebody whacked it.
I don't think a snow blower would knock that off unless the glue was going bad. I wonder if someone got too close with the plow, if it's that close to the parking lot.
Yeah, it's right next to the parking lot.
Okay.
Just happened to be there this weekend and noticed it. Town hall parking lot,
I'm still working on that.
Okay.
Still take another 2 weeks.
that's okay, very good. Cultural center blinds, I did get one quote from Sonic Blinds. I am waiting to get another quote from another company. I know we talked about just the historian's office versus also doing the cultural center panels. So total altogether was $47.19 for all of them, to do all the big windows and Bev's office windows, which I didn't think was bad at all.
Do those draw all the way open?
Yes,
Or they just rotate?
No, these are actually, they're not gonna be like these, they're the, actually the shades. So they're sort of perforated, so you can see through them, but they block the heat and they block the light.
Can they pull up and get right out of the way?
Yes,
or
yeah,
something?
they'll
You have
go
to
all the
wash
way
windows
up.
and that? Okay.
Mhm.
There's budget blinds too, Dawn. I don't know if you called them.
What'd she say?
What's that, Patty?
There's budget blinds.
Oh.
Too.
Budget blinds? I can look at them too. Thank you.
Yep.
Yeah, I need to get somebody else out there to look at it, so. And then once I have all those figures, we can decide what we wanna do. Grants, we really don't have any updates on any of the grants except for, Emily, on the CDBG, you got the contract I sent you?
I did, and I will review it.
Okay, Sarah, over the weekend, picked out the picnic benches and rocking chairs to add to it, which I think is hopefully gonna get us to where we wanna be. So I'm just waiting to get the pricing back on those, and when I get the pricing on those, I'll send it over to you. So. I haven't heard anything new on the emergency management equipment and nothing new on the parks. Does anybody have anything else they would like to discuss in open session?
Well, the only thing I would bring up is I got a letter from the solar company. They're mailing them out to landowners. 50. What was it? $55 an acre annually.
So they're just mailing letters out to larger property owners,
Yeah, I'm guessing. I mean, that's a lot of money.
55.
Yeah.
You know, yeah, 80 acres, 100
Or wait, maybe it was more. I was gonna bring it, I forgot. Maybe that's not, maybe it's more than that. It's more than, it's like, maybe it's 550 an acre. I can't remember. It was 1,100 an acre. I gotta think. It was 1,100 an acre, which came out to like, if you had 50 acres, it would be over $50,000 annually.
for 10 years.
You have to sign up, I think, for 20 or 25 years for that.
Yeah,
So-
they want the use, they want 20 or 25 because they don't want to move the panels.
Yeah, and to me, that's one of the things we really have to address. And I did talk to Dave Miller a little bit about this project that's going in. Because they're going after prime farmland. Because it's easy to build on, right? And I have issues with that, you know, I know our master plan is only a plan, it's not a law or anything. But I think we have to be a little better at this and using lands that aren't.
on
So,
farmland.
well, it could be farm, yeah, not prime farmland, say it's a piece, say you got a parcel that's 20 acres here or there that's questionable, it's wet, and you gotta get a certain crop in a certain amount of time, and if you have a wet spring or a wet fall, you might not get the yield you normally get. Those, I think, are the areas we should be looking, not like this project that we looked at last week up on the escarpment, where that's really where you can get on that ground early. But when you see that lease agreement they put out there for you, it's a double-edged sword,
Mhm.
which I think is very concerning, and maybe we'll talk a little bit more about that in the session. So,
What's the limit? Was there some comment a week ago about the saturation within a municipal geographic area with respect to constructing these solar farms?
well, I think from what I understood from that, it was the town would only be able to do so much with the grid system that we have. I don't buy that because the way the state is pushing things, they'll make it work then, where you can.
Right.
That's.
The
my
home rule,
opinion.
what is it, number 10 or whatever? it is?
Yeah, but I did find out with that, this one doesn't apply, that Article 10 doesn't apply
Apply
to
to
this.
this.
I did get that information from Dave Miller, talking with him on that, so.
So you have some degree of determination whether or not you want it cited in your community.
Well, yeah, but if it's bigger, then they can, that's where you can be overridden then. The state can come in with Article 10, I believe. But this is not big enough, so it doesn't fall under Article 10.
It was a thing. Do we have sufficient available land within the confines of Newstead to have one of these mega cellulose?
That I don't know. I didn't go into that far. I was just addressing the issues at hand.
Yeah.
So I would imagine, yeah. When you look Google Earth, I'm sure you could. If you got a group of landowners in one area, which is kind of what happened here with the smaller one.
It's a benefit to those who can cash in. if they want.
It is.
There's very little one can do to prevent it, right?
No, I don't think there is. I think we can. I think if it's not protected, I think there's certain things that we can do to
Impediments to
scale
the-
back. Whether it fits into we'll put borders up. Does it sound like?
Is it
Does it-
going to be
is it gonna
congruent
fit
with the
in the-
master plan?
Well,
If
yeah,
it's
is
not
it gonna fit
congruent with
into
the
the,
master plan, then we have reasons to say.
Yeah.
No,
and like, I think in certain areas where you put it, you know, is it like when we discussed the one last week? I don't think coming up all the way to Beale Street fits the neighborhood,
I agree.
so I think we'll find out, I guess.
All right. Does anybody have anything to go into executive session?
Yes,
Just
our contractual issue.
Yes, okay.
Contract issue.
All right.
That's
Somebody
plural.
wanna give me a,
So moved.
Issue.
Second,
Executive session on contracts.
we'll say 7:11 PM.